Hello, welcome to my channel, I'm glad to see you. I love arcade games and how easy it is to emulate them nowadays. So I wanted to show you guys a few of my favorite arcade games that you might not know about. And I wanna propose a challenge. If there's one game here you never heard about, I get a like on the video. If there's two, I get a subscribe. And if there's three or more, you share this video with a friend that also likes games. Deal? And if you know every single game on this list, let me know in the comments so I can compliment you personally. Then let's get to it.
Wild Riders!
I love the Dreamcast, I really do, and this game nails the Dreamcast vibes perfectly. In Wild Riders, you control a biker running from the police. The plot, if you can even call it that, is quite simple, as it should be if you want players in and out of your arcade machine. And man, is this game a lot of fun. The controls are easy and the gameplay is frenetic. You can accelerate, brake, slide under obstacles and jump out of ramps. The closer you are to the end of a ramp, the further you jump and it'll be easier to avoid the cops. If you keep hitting cars or colliding with obstacle you should slide under, you eventually get caught. Then it's game over, try again. And you try again, believe me, because this game is very addicting. And it's a perfect example of the one more try mentality of the arcade era. Try it out, you'll love it.
Fist.
Anyone who grew up in the 90s know the impact beat 'em ups had on the gaming industry. Double Dragon popularized the genre, and after Final Fight and Streets of Rage perfected it. It felt almost like a golden rush. Suddenly, everyone wanted to have the next big beat 'em up in the market. Some actually succeeded, like Konami with the Turtle games. But came the 3D era and beat 'em ups almost became extinct. Sure, we got a few every now and then, but it was nowhere near as prevalent as it was on the 16-bit era. And for my money, Demolish Fist is one of the better ones in 3D. It's quite mindless, as most beat 'em ups tend to be, but there's a few fun techs in here, like being able to dash and throw objects. I especially like the special you can execute every once in a while. It freezes time and you can beat everyone up. Big deal Brando vibes. If like me, every now and then you enjoy a nice pick up and play brawler, you like this one.
Faster than speed. Okay, boys and girls, let's race.
Huge Need for Speed Underground vibes with this one. Faster Than Speed is a simple point-to-point arcade racer, which was plentiful back in the day. Nice graphics, easy to pick up and play gameplay, and a nice variety of cars and courses. This is one of those games that you will spend a few bucks on a mall in a weekend. And being able to play it without having to fork up cash is a godsend, especially if you want to see everything the game has to offer. It's not the deepest racing game around, but that's the fun of arcade games. Sometimes you just wanted to put a quarter and just have a good time. And if you like racing games, especially if you grew up during the Fast and Furious craze, this is one you should check it out.
Come on.
Oh, we're going back now, when side-scrolling shoot-'em ups were still in the growing pains. Crime City is a tough game. It's easy to see its design as a quarter muncher, but like I said before, when you don't need to worry about your cash, it's worth a play. The game is quite simple, just shoot and jump, and if you hold up, do a high jump. The thing here is to test your reflexes. The enemies here are relentless and will shoot you on sight, and although it is a bit bullshit every now and then, it's usually quite fair. Worth a try if you like run and gun games and want to experience something new. Now we're really going back. I think this might be the older game on this list. Ninja Kid 2 is a fun little mix of platforming and running gun. If you consider shurikens guns, that is. I'm sure the Shogunate did back in the day, but that's beside the point. There's not too much to say about this game. What you see is what you get. It is a bit difficult. You gotta know when to take fights and when to ignore enemies. You can only throw so many shurikens, and if there's 3 or more enemies ahead, you might not be able to parry them all. The way his jump works is also interesting. You go higher if you're moving. So to reach some platforms you gotta be on the move. But since you don't have air control, each jump gotta be calculated. It's a very fun game, I recommend. Like Crime City before, Rolling Thunder 2 is a running gun game, but with a bit more flair, as you can see by the cool secret engine to go with control. The gameplay is a bit faster as well, and I love how you can jump to the balconies, it's very slick. By entering some doors you get different weapons that are much better than your starting pistol. Great game if you want to try something a bit faster than, let's say, Ninja Kid 2, but less chaotic than Contra. Not that it's much easier than either of those, but that's old school arcades for you. I love Battle City on the NES. I used to play it all the time. So imagine my surprise when I discovered Tank Force, since it's basically the same game but more advanced. In this game you control a tank and your objective is to keep your base safe. Enemy tanks will spawn and they'll make their way to your base, so you gotta stop them. One of the coolest things about this game is how the scenery is fully destructible. You can essentially create a path to make it easier to snipe the enemies from afar. But the enemies can do the same, so you gotta pay attention to them at all times. Great game, especially in multiplayer, since each player can take care of each side of the base. Oh, and we have boss battle in this arcade version. Check it out, it's a lot of fun. Another run and gun, huh? I guess I have a preferred type of game apparently. And to anyone who ever played Metal Slug, I think the appeal of this game is very front and center. It's nearly a Metal Slug ripoff, and that's a good thing. We should have more Metal Slug clones. It does a few things differently, of course. Each character has some tricks up their sleeves. This one I'm playing can send his little drone forward to do a lot of damage, and he uses him as a shield. But the main thing on Demon Front is the graphics. Look how beautiful everything looks. If you're a fan of Metal Slug, you owe to yourself a playthrough of Demon Front. I bet you enjoy it.
The Claw.
Out of all the games on this list, I think Ganryo is the one that resembles a console game the most. It has cutscenes in this awesome 90s anime style, and the gameplay is very interesting. You have your normal slashes, a jump, ground dash, and a hook shot. And these 4 moves are enough to make you feel like a badass if you get the hang of it. Especially the hook shot, it's so fun to play with. You can even go underneath the stages with it, without losing lives, very cool. And there's weapon pickups around the stage, to spice up the gameplay as well. The enemy AI is quite good, they're very well placed to test your skills. And the boss fights are cool, there's some huge bosses in here, they went all out. Great game, I highly recommend it. lastly but certainly not least, Giga Wing. This has to be one of my favorite shooters ever made. At a first glance it might look like your generic shooter. One button to fire a weapon, another fire a bomb. But there's a mechanic here that I love and I wish other shooters would utilize. If you hold your shoot button, you get an absorbing shield that nullifies all enemy attacks for a short time, and then sends the damage back to them. It's insane. After usage, it takes a few seconds to recharge, but then it's ready to be used again. It's great to help the player navigate a few bullet hells parts of the stage and punish the enemies for it. Also, one of the characters is a nun, which by shooter standards is not even the craziest out there. I mean, Sonic Wings had a pilot dolphin. It's hard to top that. And that's it, 10 arcade hidden gems in no particular order, and there's plenty more to cover in the future. So if you wanna see more, let me know and I'll be happy to oblige. And if you like this video, please leave it a like and consider subscribing because I intend to doing many more like this one in the future. But that's it for now, bye bye.